On Thursday, September 3rd, the moon will have moved into Aries. This is going to be a amped up energy. There is a lot of power in Aries right now. We have Mars, the god of war, in his place of power in Aries. Like, a lot of the reason of why we are seeing the violence that we're seeing now is not only because the people are awakening, not only because people are so closed-minded in sticking to their opinions, their thoughts, that they will challenge and literally hurt another human being if they don't agree with them. But a lot of this, cosmically speaking, is being triggered by the fact that Mars is in Aries in its place of power. The god of war just, doesn't care about the damage and destruction, the path of damage and destruction that they're leaving behind in order to go after what it is that they want, that they need, that they desire. We also have Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid, planetoid, if you will, in Aries as well, really stripping us down of where it is we've built our ego or identity around certain beliefs, around certain opinions. And Mars's sister, Eris, she is like the goddess of war and damage and destruction. She loves all this violence. She loves all this bloodshed. She loves all this divide. There are gods and goddesses that have been ruling over this particular world that are of both polarities. There are good gods and goddesses. There are bad gods and goddesses. And honestly, I hate to break it to you, but they all come from the same source. That's why we're here, to see whether our souls are going to maintain the purity enough to withstand basically all this damage and destruction and hate and violence, and see how pure, how much light we can still embody at the end of our lifetime, being witness to all of these darker, corrupted type of situations. So we have a whole bunch of energy in Aries, which is a fire energy. It is the first sign of the zodiac. It is very passionate about trying everything, about forming identities, forming opinions. It is very passionate about, and just, it can be very excitable and passionate energy about good things, creative endeavors, starting new things, starting new relationships, trying something for the first time. Or you can tap into those heavier, darker energies, and that can express itself as anger, as irritability, as frustration. And so having this full moon in Pisces, and then bam, we're in a moon in Aries, this is definitely going to get us out of our emotions a little bit, from the, confusion and from the dreaminess and from the imaginative state, and throw us into a brand new clean slate. Like, now we're not messing around. Now we need to take the lead. Now we need to get our emotions in check, and we have to get serious about the path that we're about to walk. So on top of the moon being very fiery as it transitions into Aries, Mercury is also going to be trining Saturn. So we have the messenger of the gods ruling over the mental plane, ruling over information, trining, blending, trying to get along with Saturn, which is Karma himself. This is the establishment. This is the government. This is old foundations. This is traditions. And although it sounds like trining is a good thing because we're blending things together, it's going to kind of manifest with some blocked thinking. Like, we're really not able to get that far in our thinking because Saturn is about restriction. And so in our mental plane, we're trying to think, futuristically forward. We're trying to think about our next move, our next, path ahead. And suddenly we get caught up. We get caught up on blocks. We get caught up beating our head against a wall, trying to say, well, how am I going to get over this? How am I going to get around this? And then negative Nancy, she creeps in, starts telling you all about why you're not going to be able to live your life and why you're not going to be able to live your dreams and how you'll never get past this point. Because negative Nancy, she is very powerful in Saturn's energy, in the Capricorn energy. And again, we have Mercury in that mental plane trining with Saturn. So there's going to be a lot of mental blocks happening, which can lead to some frustration. We also have Mercury squaring with the true node, which is helping us, trying to show us where it is that we need to be thinking as far as the future goes. But again, That Saturn energy is going to block our thinking. We're not going to be able to get past a certain point of our thinking. We have some energies also taking place that day that, helps us to be a little bit creative in how it is that we're going to get around these blocks. We're very passionate because of that moon in Aries. We're very passionate. We're very fired up. We're very intense. We want to move forward. There is a tendency to be a little bit impulsive and to not think things through quite as detailed as we should be thinking right now. So that is a caution. But for the most part, we're really being encouraged to move forward, to think forward, and then we run into that wall.